Why don't you explain this to me like I am an 8-year-old?
Do you need it broken down?
It's so dumb.
Why don't you explain this to me like I'm 5?
Well, lucky for you.
I don't know how else to talk about it.
Shut up, Meg.
It's time for
Now I let you know.
Meg's-plaining.
On Fridays, when we can, we like to sit down to the Relationship Roundtable. This is where I solicit listeners who are looking for advice on Instagram. So my Instagram handle is at megawaffles22 with 1G. And if you ever want some relationship advice, you can DM me and we will address it at the Relationship Roundtable.
Relationship Roundtable. So helpful.
I don't think we've been helpful one time.
Oh, I think we are.
Oh, I think Arcand's actually exceptionally helpful on Fridays with this segment.
Yeah, how dare you? Right?
Yeah.
He's exceptionally offensive, for sure.
Yeah, well, he's telling truth.
Well, okay,
dropping
Arcand,
truth bombs.
This first question is really directed more to the two of you, I think. This comes from Zach. Zach wants to know, what are some early but not so obvious red flags a guy should look for in a woman?
Oh,
red,
man.
like
How much time we got here?
blazing red flags.
Well, so are you addressing Arcand first, or are you asking both of us?
Well,
It sounded like
it
Jones, you
sounds
take
like
this
something
first if you got
jumps
one.
to mind
Well,
right away for our...
Well, no, it just sounded like you were
I don't
asking
know
him
if
first.
this is something that you really want a woman's perspective on, because that's just going to be me judging other women.
Yeah.
Like, from your own perspective, what are some
Didn't we do this
major
last
red
week? I
flags?
feel like I said this last week.
No, this is red flags on a first date. This is particular to women.
Yeah, right. But I feel
Right,
like
but when do you
we answered,
find the red flags if it's not on the first
we
date,
answered
right?
something. Yeah, we answered something last week very similar to this. I said, not even going through the motions to like, let me split that check with you. That was part of what I mentioned. Like, just expecting you're going to pay for everything. I'm going to, but I want you to halfway go through the motions. I feel like we did this last week. No,
We did. I don't think it was this specific, but I'd say one of them for sure is talking about exes. If they even breathe a word of the exes, because that
Wait,
generally means
you have to go through like
No.
some
No.
on the
history.
first date.
You
No,
No, this
do
isn't
not.
on the first date. This is in general.
okay.
It's a red flag when you first meet somebody. I don't understand the question. Repeat
Okay,
the question.
Hang on, but
let me repeat it.
Arcand, I agree with you. If it's being volunteered,
Yeah.
that is a red flag.
It's a big red
if
flag.
I ask you,
So you
what was your
never
last?
talk about your exes
What was-
ever?
you know
That's
what?
Not bringing it
psychotic.
up without being asked about it. I don't talk about my exes. You kidding me?
Do you talk about exes with Cindy?
Not unless she asks me, and even then, I'm like Bill Belichick.
I never talk about any of that with Kat, ever.
Really?
Never asked her. Never. I don't think I've ever been asked. No.
Next question.
I don't care. I used to stalk one of Mr. Who's exes on Instagram because she was like trying to be an influencer, and I'd be like, check it out. Look what she posted today.
Trying to be an influencer.
Yeah, she wasn't succeeding.
If they're talking about their ex early on in the relationship, it means they're not over the ex. Is generally.
See, I think
what
that's.
it means.
And again, if I ask her, hey, what was your? I don't know why I would ever ask this, but if I did, fine. She answers a question. If it's being volunteered, that's a good one, Arcand. Like volunteering info about your ex when I didn't even ask.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Don't need to hear about that. Don't need to know about that. And the fact that you're telling me about it is something I don't like. That's a red flag for me. It's not. People are different. Some people don't mind that stuff. I never felt like there was any future with someone who would immediately start talking about
it's
their
in the
ex.
context of it. Like if you say like, oh yeah, I dated this person for like 2 years, it didn't work out, whatever. If you're like constantly talking about them, that's definitely a red flag.
Once too much. All right. Oh, that's funny. You
I wouldn't want to be in the dark.
Oh, you put on lobster bib when you eat your lobster. Wow, my ex used to do that.
Yeah.
If she said that to you, you'd be like, okay, who asked about that?
I think it's a red flag if you never talk about an ex. That's like, what's this? How bad did it get?
It might be a red. I don't think that's ever come up with Kat and I, ever.
So you have no idea who any of her exes are?
No.
That is insane. You're married to this person.
So
So
I should stalk him on social media? That's not a
definitely.
red flag?
I think there's a healthy middle ground between what Mego is doing and what you're doing.
I waved
Well,
the
Arcand
red
was-
flag proudly to Mr. Who. He knows what's going on.
Unless
there.
I misheard, Arcand was with me on this.
Yes, no, I am.
Yeah, like how much do you
Yeah,
ask
but
about?
yours seems more like fear based.
Yeah, how much do you know
That's
about?
why it's a red flag.
How much do you know about Cindy's exes?
Not much, a little bit here and there.
That is more than me. That's
but
fair.
it came up in conversation. You know what I mean? Like if she wasn't talking about him when we first started dating, like along the way, eventually, like some small pieces of information came out. But I never really wanted to hear that much about it, and I know she doesn't want to hear that much about mine, so we don't talk about it.
Yeah, I mean it's not like recreational conversation, but I feel like
Sometimes it
it's
is though. I went out on dates with girls who started talking about their exes.
There's some point to like being like, this is what my history is like.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another question along those lines. DL wants to know, what's a good number of partners a person should have?
Oh.
This one is edgy.
Meaning sexual partners.
Yes. Intimate partners.
Bigger number. That way they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, right. I mean, do I know the number? I don't know. But it probably should be higher than my number.
That would help. Yeah.
Wait, so you want her number to be higher than
No,
yours?
oh, I'm sorry. I was saying advice to other guys out there. Your number should probably be higher than mine. No, but I'm with Arcand on that. I'd probably like her number to be higher than mine. Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
It's a good
and
stance.
I know I just said X's. I don't want to hear about the X's, but, if you pick up things over time that could benefit me,
right,
that's all right.
Yeah. I'm not asking.
So you're not like, hey, where'd you learn that?
I'm not
asking about it.
I'm not asking about it, but the fact that you know that's a benefit.
Right. It helps me.
Your take just now was perfect.
I know it was.
Can I ask you something? Is it a red flag if the number other than you is 1?
Yes.
There would be questions. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
That would freak you out?
First of all, I think she's lying. So I think she's just a liar. And
Which is
second
a
of
red
all,
flag.
if she's not lying, then
Wait.
that's weird.
Ask that question again.
So if you asked the number, like let's say that you and Cindy were together for...
And you ask the number.
Like
and I'm
maybe
like, hey,
3
Kat,
months,
what's your number?
and you're
Any
like-
number other than 1 is a red flag is what you
and
just said?
no, I'm saying, would it be a red flag if she's like, oh, my number is 2 now?
Like I'm 2.
No, I think the number would be the red flag number would be if I'm the 1.
No,
that
I'm
would be
saying,
that
but
would be the
what's-
red
One
flag.
or
what's
2
a,
would be
what's
tough,
a bigger
yeah.
red flag? 1 or 2?
Oh, 1.
1 is a bigger red flag.
1.
Yeah.
Big
but what
time.
if you're like, wow, this is so special.
No,
now we're
it's
together.
not special.
No, 1.
it's
No,
not.
the bigger. No, now definitely 1. Now that I understand the question, definitely.
What's
What are
a
we,
bigger-
Mormons?
What's
No,
a
Like
bigger...
in our age bracket, if it's 1,
So
I
no
go,
one
what the
else-
hell
Are
is
we
wrong
Amish
with
over
you?
here?
No one else has decided to sleep with you. What's wrong with me?
No,
That's a
thanks.
red. That's a red flag
It's
right
not
there.
always that choice. It's someone's own choice. What's a bigger red flag? 1 or 2 or triple digits?
1 or 2.
Triple. That's a big number.
Triple digits is a lot of
Yeah, that's a
history.
big number.
Will Chamberlain.
I can't
Yeah.
even. I couldn't even fathom that.
Triple digits is like
In a row.
Clerks.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I don't. No one.
One's better than. Isn't 1 better than triple digits? Triple digits is a big number.
Triple digits. I'm sure she knows some stuff. Like,
I'm sure stuff is to yesterday's discussion. I'm sure some stuff has fallen off
That
at
could
that
be,
point
yeah.
in time.
Some people are very safe. They
Not
take
the
a lot
ones
of
with the
precautions.
triple digits.
Some people are not.
I don't think that's safe. I mean, look, good for you. I'm jealous of it,
So
but
did
but
we-
is that a red flag? Yes, that's a red flag.
Did we come up with a good number? I feel like it all depends on your age
Look,
and
I
your
don't.
lifestyle.
Again, I'm going to say the same thing I said about the exes. I've never asked Kat that question. I don't know her number. She doesn't know my number. It's never come up. I don't want to know. I don't want to know that number. I don't want to know that number. So, no, I have no idea what it is.
I think
good number, Joe.
that is a good number.
There it is. Okay, good.
You know, that's like respectable, but it's not like crazy.
You've
that's
had
a
this
nice
conversation
number.
with Mr. Who. What's your number?
Yeah. Wait, is that? I'm sorry. I didn't think I was in a relationship that was like radical honesty until now.
I think you are. That might asking the number.
It's
might,
different when you're in a long-term
asking
relationship.
the number might be a
than
red
when
flag.
you're dating. Like I think that's also different. Like when you're first dating and you're in the honeymoon
yeah,
period,
but they're
you don't want to hear
married.
about all this
they're,
stuff.
They're pretty past
That's a
dating.
little weird.
We have a- we have
You
a-
had the number conversation.
I don't know if we had the specific number conversation, but we danced around it
What does that mean?
because I don't know exactly what the number is. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I don't
so
know.
that's- yeah,
You
so
don't
that's-
know your own number?
No.
If I went back and counted,
Oh,
each
you don't
one,
know
I mean,
your number.
I don't know exactly what it is now.
Arcand.
Wow.
What? It's
Triple-
not that many.
triple
I just have a
digits.
bad
Yeah.
memory.
Triple digits.
Wow.
It's definitely not triple
Trust me.
How bad of a memory do you have to have?
I don't
If it's
know.
not triple digits
I'm sorry.
over there.
I thought you meant you didn't know her number. I'm like, yeah. What's so bad about that? You don't know your own number.
Not like exactly. no.
That's a talk about a humble brag.
It's not really.
Can I tell you a story?
Yes.
One time I asked, very early on, I asked Mr. Who his number, and he said, guess. And I said my number, and he said, what do you think I am, a loser?
Nice.
I thought it was going to be I actually thought that was going to be the other way around. What am I, a rabbit? I thought that's what he was going to say, something like that. Okay. Yeah. No. And people in the Twitch chat, do you and your wife talk? No, not really. I think that's why we made it so far. We're approaching 9 years. I think that's why.
No,
I
when
think why our
Joan's
relationship
wife
is going
wants
on as well as
something,
it's going.
when Joan's wife wants something, she texts Mego. Which is obviously no, they don't talk.
Mego, what's Jones's number?
Right. No, I think the reason we're closing it.
One?
I think the reason we're closing in on a decade.
Holy crap!
I think the reason we're closing in on a decade is because we don't talk about all this stuff. I think
There's
that's
something
part of the reason why.
to that. I agree.
No, we don't talk that much. We watch TV together and talk about the television show. No, not my number. My exes, definitely not. Hell no.
That is so weird to me.
Oh.
I understand like not talking about it all the time or having it be a constant thing, but I feel like that I would have to like know these things. Maybe I'm just really nosy and crazy.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, I am stalking exes.
I do think that's what's going on.
Well, just one ex, but
well,
like,
and not
see,
even
now,
your
hang on.
ex.
That was a bit of a Mayo moment right there.
Yeah.
You just said ex is,
well, I tried.
and then you walked it
I tried
back.
to stalk another one, but her profiles were all private, and I was like, I'm not getting into that. You know.
You didn't create a fake profile and then catfish her and then go to the other thing?
No.
Are you sure?
I don't have that kind
You're
of
saying we're only following one ex is what you're saying.
She's like, Killington the Husky wants to follow me? What is this?
Relationship Roundtable.
He knows. I tell him this.
Because couples therapy is expensive.
Does he know you tried to follow the second one?
No, but I told him, well, yeah, I told him I looked her up, and I was like, but it's all private, so that's not fun.
Mr. Who? There's still time.
I know, there really is.
You have months.
That's a woman instinct, too, by the way, because I would never want to follow an ex of Cindy. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
I'd never.
You don't want to look it up and see what's going on?
Not really, no. I'd just assume.
Definitely not.
Pretend
No.
that they don't exist. Like, that'd be better for me, yeah.
Definitely not.
Not stalking their Instagram.
Oh, I don't know. I think
You
it's
care less
fun.
about their Instagram. That's a
I
woman
think
thing.
this
That's
is
a
why
that's
I
a
was
female
This
trait.
is
I
why
think.
I was a journalist, you know? I like finding the information.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you got to tell yourself.
Yeah, pretty good. Good questions today.
You like that?
Yeah, good answers as always from Arcand. Arcand really shines here. Between the picture at Fenway earlier this week, his question to Drake May, and his relationship round, the man is really
I
shined.
just have to comment really quick on Arcand's man boobs.
It's got everyone talking.
What were they again?
He got some crazy ass nice man boobs, Arcand.
Bet your ass.
Oh, yeah, the picture. All right, let's get to Bet Roulette.
Cut Jones out of that.
Let's get to Bet
Oh,
Roulette. Some
God.
picks for tonight next.